Hello, welcome to my magical dimension. I am the art fairy. My talent is art, and it's what I love to do. It's what gives me life, it's what fulfills me, and it's what is bringing me here today. So, today I'm going to be talking about my magical journey with art and my connection to it. I feel like as a child, art was always a portal for me. Like, it was anytime I was making art, it always transcended me to another place that was out of body. It always felt like home, like it always felt like me, but it never, anytime I was making art, it never felt like I was really here, if that makes sense. Art really removed me from the confines of this world, and it just transported me to another space where I had limitless opportunities to create. And I feel like that's why I have such a deep connection to art, because I wasn't bound to anything. Because with art you can make anything you want. It's There's no barriers, there's nothing you have to worry about. All you have to think about is creating. And that's really special to me, and I think that's why, well, one of the main reasons why I have such a deep connection to art, because I can really be myself without having to worry about anything else. When I mention art, it's never really in one specific category. Like, art isn't just painting or drawing. Art is more of an umbrella term for other categories. Like, here's art, and then below is like thousands of other things. So there's like painting, sculpture, architecture, digital art, digital like design, um, pottery. There's like an unlimited amount of things that fit under that umbrella. And yeah, art is never, there's dance, singing, music. Art is never just one thing, which is beautiful, because art isn't even confined to those categories under the umbrella. Art is literally everything. Everything that is made was a product of creation. So everything that's made was created, and that's art. Because art is a form of expression, a form of creation. So yeah, art is just it's just so cool. Anyways, back to me. I truly feel like I was innately born with the passion to create, like in many sectors of my life. Like, I feel like my main three were literature, writing specifically, dance, and painting, drawing, and craft making. Like, those were my main forms of expression when it came to art. So with writing, oh my gosh, with writing, I would go to school and I would just write. I remember in third grade, I wrote like a 6-page story about my vacation, and like they put it on the wall and stuff, but like at the end of the day, they did say it was really long, and I've always had that problem when it came to school. Like, I always exceeded the word limit. I always went past what I was supposed to do. I mean, it really just came from a place of like freedom of expression. Like, I never, like, you know how in school they make you write a paragraph of an intro paragraph, a body paragraph, and conclusion. Obviously, I follow those guidelines, but not to the standards that they wanted me to, because I didn't really stay on topic, because when I talked about a specific topic, my ideas just flowed to another topic and made connections to all these different things, and I felt like I needed to tie them together to get my point across. And I did get my point across, but it just wasn't what they wanted. I've always had that connection with writing. English has always been my best subject. Um, yeah, writing is really special because it's subjective, just like any type of art. Like, it's all subjective, but with writing, you can create a story with words. You can, if you know, if you're aware how to use certain vocabulary and tie them together to create, you can say something beautiful with one sentence. And I think that's really cool. I think that's the really cool part about writing that I've always loved. My next connection to art is dance. I've always loved to dance. Like, you're a kid, you're dancing to any music um, that's playing. You go to family gatherings and there's music playing, and I've just always loved to move my body in a way that felt that was directly connected to the music that was playing. So when I started dancing, I really began to understand what it was to dance. Like, it's not just steps. Like, I grew up watching dance moms bring it. Like, you see that and you see the steps and you see the cool tricks they do, but it's never just that. You have to know what an 8 count is. You have to know how to extend your arms. You have to know how to correct your leg extensions. You have to know how to you have to know how to point your feet. And it's just those small, intricate details that culminate into one move, not even a whole dance routine, just one move. All these details that you need to have in your mind just to make one move look executed correctly is a lot. Like, it's a lot. And obviously once you start dancing and you already get into the groove to it, it's literally second nature. But when you're starting off, it's not a learning curve. Well, like, I guess it is if you have like little to no dance experience, but you definitely have to reprogram your mind because dance is very technical. And I feel like that's another beautiful part of dance because as beautiful as it looks aesthetically, there's so much behind the scenes work that goes into dance that you don't see. And I feel like that's really cool that you don't see any of it when it's on stage. But you're just as moved by the dance that you're watching, even though you don't know the effort that went behind it. But you feel that emotion when you're observing. Being able to be a part of that was was amazing. Like, just feeling my body move along with the music and not separate to it was one of the best. It's a very unique feeling. It's one of the best feelings ever because you have the music and then you have the moves. And with dance, they're not separate. They're literally bonded together. They have to be because the dance has to go along with the music and the music has to go along with the dance. And with if these don't align, it's not gonna work. Like, the dance is gonna look very bad, and then it's either the dance is gonna look really bad or the music isn't gonna fit the dance. So it's very it's a very emotional experience because you're feeling a lot and that feeling is reflected into the dance moves you put out for people to see. Dance is so beautiful. Okay, finally, my favorite, or I wouldn't say my favorite, but what I'm more consistent in now is painting, drawing. I would say craft making, but it's more painting and drawing and digital art. I Okay, yeah, digital art. I'll get into that later. Yeah, so I've always loved to draw. I've always loved to paint and draw. Those were always that's like since I was a kid, that was always my thing. So, like, growing up, it was always hard for me to communicate what was up here. Like, I always existed in my mind. It was really hard to just get it out. Like, I knew how to talk to people. Like, I knew how to talk to the kids around me, but it was never effective. I feel like it was never effective. Like, I feel like there was always something missing, and with art, it just kind of connected that piece. So art just made it really easy for me to channel my emotions into something physical. I didn't have to speak. I didn't have to think about what I was gonna say, how I was gonna say it. I made something and it was there. And it's almost a mindless. Yes, it's almost a mindless experience. It's like you're just making, like, for me, it was like I was just making stuff. I wasn't even thinking about it. It's You don't think about it sometimes. And I feel like those are one of the best times when you're not thinking about it and you're just making and just creating. And I feel like that's so beautiful. That's a part of my creative process when I'm not thinking as much because thinking is a lot sometimes. So elementary school, middle school, I was making art. I was making stuff, drawing stuff, painting. Freshman year, second semester, and COVID hit. we had to be quarantined. There was no school for like a year and a half, and we were just indoors. And obviously, I would think that my art would flourish in that time because there's nothing else to do. There's nothing else to do. But no, I didn't even realize it at the time. Severely depressed and just sad. Feeling wasn't there. Like that spark was just gone. It was gone. I didn't even realize it was gone, but it was gone. And so I didn't make anything for about 3 whole years. That was really sad. And I didn't even realize it at the time, but looking back, it was like a whole 3 years where I didn't make anything. That was so sad. Anyways, 2022 came around and that spark started to come back. I started wanting to make even more. I started looking at the things around me and being inspired to create. Like, I don't know, my vision just opened. I can make another video about that, about how that process went. But yeah, the spark just came back, and slowly I started drawing again. I started relearning a lot of things because even though you are talented at something, you have to keep practicing it or you're gonna lose it. Like it's like muscle. It was muscle memory for me, but I lost a lot of the skill that I had because I stopped for 3 years and started to fall in love with the process, with making art, finding what inspired me, and here we are, 2024. I'm about to be 2025, and I'm an art major now. Yeah, I'm a studio art major now. I have my own custom poster business where I sell my art. Like, I make digital art and sell my art. I also make paintings and posters. I realized in my college experience, I realized that I was the type of person that if I wasn't making anything, if I wasn't making anything, if I wasn't making art, I could not function properly. Like, that might sound a bit extreme, but I could not function properly. Like, I wouldn't be sane. It wouldn't work because I need that to express. There's nothing else for me, to be honest. Like, there's nothing else for me that I can use or that I have that I can use to express myself. And art has always been that portal for me. Like I said, like art has always been that portal for me. So yeah, like no matter where I am, I can just sit down and create, and after I'll feel inspired and fulfilled, and the cycle just repeats. When you create, you make the product that you create, the product comes, you create something else, there's another product, and that cycle just continues. And I've seen that, and I've seen how my artistic cycle has flourished within these past couple years, couple months even. And even with my poster business, like I'm just so happy that I started because I've learned so much about art and how much it takes. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's really it's a lot. So I'm just really appreciative that I have honed in my craft and really focused and really just focused into what I love because it truly makes me happy. And honestly, that's part of the reason why I became an art fairy because I saw the magic that art was bringing into my life. Like, it was just making me a happier person. It was helping me with my communication skills because I was able to see my art and my art reflected back to me how I felt. And in turn, I was able to express that vocally, like with my words. And that magic that art has brought to my life, it just transformed me. Like, guys, it just transformed me into an art fairy. And yeah, I just really, really implore everyone to surround their spaces with art. When I was at my lowest, I wasn't buying anything that I could place in my environment that even fulfilled me or even nurtured me. And when I transitioned into where I am now, beautiful space that pours into me and that I can pour back into the world, into myself, and into my art. So it's like it's just a beautiful transaction of energy. And since I'm continuing to improve my art and do what I have to do to just be better as a person and as an artist, I really want to put that out to the world, because I honestly feel like it would be selfish to go through this whole process and not share it with at least one person. Just even one person. This is basically the end, my journey, and how I got here where I am today, December 2024. And I am really looking forward to making more videos like these, just talking about my art, talking about my poster business, the process of making posters, like custom posters of my art for people, which I love doing. Honestly, it's so cool, guys. If you want to check me out on anything else, I'm gonna link my Instagram and my TikTok, and also subscribe and like this video so you can join the magical fairy community of art lovers and beauty enthusiasts. And this is the end of the video. I hope I'll see you soon. Have a magical day. Bye, bye, bye.